A few moments later.
Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that shit, Jamaica. Anyway, what's good, YouTube? Your boy Lethal back with another one. So this is our second game into the new season. Y'all see what it is. Y'all see the squad, the team, Lethal team. And we're going against one of those college teams, right? You only got two type of college teams. I explain that a little bit later in the video. Key matchup of the day. What I really want to talk about is two power forwards. Right? So we got Jamaica on this side. We got Ain't Shit Sweet on the other side. Right? Both around the same height, weight, size, but you got different types of power forwards, and I want to touch on that in this video. Anyway, before we jump into it, please do me a favor, like the video. Alright, guys are watching the content, just like the video. It really helps me out. You know, I'm learning to express that more, ask for the things, manifest things. So like the goddamn video. But jumping into it, playing against these college teams, right? You got two different type of college teams. You got the bring your own team, the BYOT, where you already have like your five or your group, your team or whatever, and y'all just join the league. You take up on a mantra, whatever college you choose, and your team's gonna be pretty good because y'all already have chemistry, such as this team here. The other style is when you get drafted, you pay like $5 to join the league. You know, you'll pretty much get assigned to a school, let's just say Miami, for example. And it'd be like 4 other people that get assigned to that school. Y'all become a team. Y'all just try to make something happen. Some people find that fun because you find more people to play with. And in playing in a league, you get a chance to play with other people that might like the same shit that you like. So you might find a guard in that league that you really, really like and want to run with. So both styles work. Obviously, I'm more in the bring your own team type of feel because there's no excuses when you lose. Now, the power forward. Let's just talk about it. Power forward is the hardest position to play in 2K. I'm going to say it one more time. Power forward is the hardest position to play in 2K. All right, it's not the point guard. The point guard gets to touch the ball more than anybody else on the court. So his desire to have fun doesn't come from like, yeah, he gets harassed by lockdowns or whatever, but when you get to touch the ball that much, you never are really complaining about playing 2K. The shooting guard, more times than not, is just as good as the point guard. A lot of times, from what I've seen, the shooting guard tends to be the best scorer. You know, more consistent shooter, a little bit more defense. And because you don't have to put as much pass accuracy into that build as you do a point guard, you get to focus more so on scoring or passing lanes and things of that nature. The small forward is typically your best lockdown. Now, even though they don't touch the ball as much, they are involved in playing. Meaning, if I'm guarding the other team's point guard or main scorer, like I'm always involved in the action. Like there's never a situation where I'm not involved at some point or capacity in the game. The center, in my opinion, the center position is the easiest thing to play. I'll say it one more time. Center is the easiest thing to play. It's not hard to hold your nuts. It's not hard to go get rebounds. It's not hard to set screens, right? I do understand the frustration of playing center because you go against other people that are just as good as you. Why? Because it's not hard to do. The reason why rebounding is what it is because it's not hard to do. If you give yourself a 7-footer with 99 rebounding, you should be able to grab rebounds, right? If you battle against somebody else, then it becomes a chess match of who has more discipline. Like, cause me personally, if I'm losing a rebound battle, instead of actually going for rebounds, I'm gonna resort in trying to make sure you don't get them. Right? Now the power forward, they touch the ball less than anybody. Typically, they touch the ball less than anybody. And you have 3 styles of power forwards. You're gonna have the athletic guy. This is a guy that has high drive and dunk. Go oops with them. You know, that's kind of what you want to use them for. They can knock down the corner 3, so on and so forth. The next, you got the stretch. Now, the stretch is as good as they can stretch out the range via, like, from the hash all the way to half court. Like, obviously, ain't nobody pulling from half court, but my point is, the more consistently they can shoot around the entire perimeter instead of just the corner, the more effective that stretch is going to be, right? That stretch has a little bit more value than the athletic guy, but at the same time, their weakness is going to be defensively, their weakness is going to be passing. Like, all they out there to do is probably get rebounds and shoot the ball. And then you have your defensive guy. Now, the defensive guy, depending on the team philosophy, can have a little bit more value, especially in the pick and roll. A lot of teams will let the power forward and the small forward guard the pick and roll. For the top level Pro-Am teams, you will hear the term reverse, right? Reverse is the thing where the center who's in the corner, let's just say the center is in the right corner, he's going to drop to the paint to protect the rim. The power forward is going to come up and guard the guard. And then that lockdown that was out there is going to drop to the corner. When they reverse it back, the center is going to come from the paint back to the corner. The lock is going to come back up, and the power forward is going to be back guarding the other team's screen setter. And it is an effective way to get yourself in the game, but at the same time, you still don't get as many shot attempts. A lot of your shot attempts are going to come from the corner, and if you are not making shots, you are literally out there getting virtual cardio. So that power forward position is the toughest to play in 2K. But obviously playing with me is a little bit different because you always have to be able to score all 21. Yo, Lethal, what does that mean? Score all 21. I heard you say it before. Glad you asked. Scoring all 21 comes from this. When you play 2v2 or 3v3, what does this game go to? 21. Playing with me, you have to be able to score all 21 points. Now, obviously, this is not going to happen like every single game or something like that. But to have an ability to knock down 7 wide open catch and shoot threes or getting me 11 layups obviously gets me to the point total I'm trying to get to, right? And me as an offensive player, my job is to try to create as many wide open opportunities for you as possible. So if we're playing 2v2 and I drive to the basket and both people help, where does that leave you? A wide open catch and shoot opportunity. You have to be confident that you can knock that bitch down. And you gotta be confident that you can do that shit 7 times in a row. So everybody that plays with me must be capable of scoring all 21. I don't care how you do it. I need you to be efficient, and I need you to be able to score. Like, you don't always have to be a three-pointer. If you're good at mid-ranges, that's cool. If you're good at shooting threes, that's good. If you're good at getting to the rim, that works too. I just need you to be able to be a consistent scoring threat out there on the floor. Not to mention, when we play defense, you got to be able to hold your own. All right, whatever capabilities you have, you have. Your IQ better make up the difference if you don't have the attributes in order to do it. So that's what I mean by score all 21. And that's what I mean by the power forward is the hardest position to play. But you need them because they are key in a lot of situations. Like, you need them to have the confidence to knock down that 1 or 2 shot attempts they're going to get. You need them to help with the rebounding. You need them to help defensively. So shout out to all the power forwards out there. Now, the crazy thing about this particular game is y'all see D-Mac, he actually has a power forward that he just made, but he's playing center. You see him, he's all swole, he got the red hair. Yeah, y'all saw that clip earlier. I'm sorry, Jamaica, that shit was wild. But the thing about it is D-Mac does not play center typically. Typically, Jamaica is the one that's playing center, all right? And because of that, it's a little bit of an adjustment. And what I told my teammates was, like, I don't think I necessarily need a traditional center. Like, I don't need a center that can sit out there and shoot threes, right? I don't need Dirk Nowitzki. Like, I need more so an Andre Karolinko. That's what I mean by that. And I was telling them, like, you have to start adjusting your builds based upon what we do as a team. For example, at first, everybody was making builds with very high offensive rebound, right? We run 5 out. The person going after the offensive boards is me, right? I had Savage put some offensive rebounding in his build, and he comes up with big ones. But, like, if you're a guard on my team, so me, Savage, Strat, Loco, Blaze, if you're going to put up any type of rebounding, That more so should be on the offensive end because y'all the guys I'm sending on the cuts. Y'all the ones that can crash from the corner, things like that. And then if a center or power forward happens to put the defensive rebounding up, guess what? The offense automatically comes with it. But for us, our opportunities are going to be limited on rebounding based upon the play style. So having a 99 defensive rebounding to battle somebody that has an offensive 99 rebounding makes sense. We go against a lot of pick and roll, just like this game here. So is a 99 offensive rebound going to help you against another 99 offensive rebound guy? No. All right. So these are the things I be telling my teammates to think about as they progress, make new builds, so on and so forth. Every team has their own philosophy, and you got to adjust to that as best you can. Now, this college team here, like I said, they're more of a bring your own team type of feel. You can tell they're 2-0. They really synced in. It was hard as hell trying to pick on this little, like, you see how many layups we're missing? So this is very typical, right? We run 5 out. Everybody knows this. My whole goal in 5 out is to pick on your weakest defender. That's my entire goal every single possession. And I'm the type of guy that once I figure out how to beat your defense, I'm going to play like that the rest of the game. Right? That's why sometimes you're going to see it where I'm scoring a bunch of points, sometimes I'm not. Like sometimes I'm just able to beat you passing, and I'm fine with that. But for the most part, once I figure out how to beat you, which is typically exploiting that weak-ass point guard with no defense, then yeah, you see me, I'm constantly going to send somebody to the paint so you can help and we can get these wide open shots. That's the whole purpose of doing it. Sometimes you go against some teams that's really good and their guards, like, they understand positioning just as well as I do, right? To me, positioning is everything. That's how you pick the right angle. That's why you're able to get a dunk instead of a layup sometimes. When you play the game enough and you watch enough film, the things I'm saying become second nature, right? So, as we was playing this game, it was crazy to me how many times I tried to pick on a little guy and it didn't work out. Because what happens is if we're playing and I'm sending you on this back door and you're not able to consistently score on this little point guard, it makes offense 10 times harder because now I have to figure out a new way to try to beat whatever defense they're in. It's already hard enough. The lockdown guard and me are always good. I haven't seen a bad lockdown. I just haven't. You know what I'm saying? I have not. Every time I've seen a lockdown, they have played enough to know how to cut off angles. They reach at the perfect time. The blitzes are perfect. It's already hard enough trying to get through that. So if we can't figure out a way to score efficiently offensively, man, is it going to be a long game. But that's why I said it's important for everybody to be able to score all 21, because sometimes when you don't have it going, the best thing you can do is give it to somebody else and let them see how they can create. So a lot of times if my first option is to attack this point guard and that shit ain't working, that's where I have Savage, that's where I have Montage. Loco, if he was here, that's where I have Blaze. These guys are able to kind of create for themselves or knock down some big shots for themselves without me even really having to create a play. All right, every once in a while, Jamaica, he likes to get saucy and do his thing. He'll go in there and get a Kyrie Irving like layup. I don't know how the fuck he do it, but he does it. And you need those different abilities. D-Mac is very good at those turnaround fadeaways and shit like that, but that's his way of creating his own bucket. So with that being said, that's why I tell people develop more skill outside of just trying to shoot or just trying to play defense or just trying to do one thing. Because if that one thing ain't working, then what do? That's just an honest question. If the one thing you've been trying to attack, let's just say your team is predicated off of post scoring, and then you happen to go against a team that has 99 interior, 99 block, 99 strength, and that post scoring shit ain't working. What do you do then? What do you turn to? Somebody else has to have some type of ability to make the shit work. Now, so for the most part, this game was back and forth. We had catch the lead, had the momentum, they'd come back. Like, I thought we did a very good job playing 2-3, especially for D-Max, since this was like this ain't his first time playing the big in the 2-3, but like, this is the first time I actually had a chance to like tell him what I was looking for as we ran it. Because if normally D-Mac is at power forward, he's gonna be on the back wing so he can help with the boards and just come up whenever we need him to. Even though he tends to have more perimeter defense than everybody else on the team. But I have to use my teammates according to what I see on the floor and based off their ability. So I was telling him, hey, start off by the free throw line, creep up when you need to, but anytime you see anything come back into the paint, drop back and get the steal. Doesn't matter, that is your job. Like, if they pass it to the wing and somebody has a wide open mid-range jump shot, that's okay. That's how you beat 2-3. If they go 5 out and somebody is wide open at the top of the key, that's okay. That's how you beat 2-3. As you can kind of see me right there, I'm wide open, but very reluctant to take a shot because I ain't got no shooting ability. Sometimes you gotta go force some shit. Like, simple as that. Sometimes you just gotta force. You ain't got shit else. Make something happen. Strap was doing a very good job, you know, blitzing, coming up with big steals. Savage was doing the same thing on his side. And if you notice in the 2-3 that we're running right now, I'm actually in the corner. All right, a lot of times y'all see me, I'm mainly guarding ball. Or if we was to run 2-3, I would normally be at the top. I adjusted based off the personnel that people have. Right, so like in this particular game, I noticed that the center was grabbing a bunch of boards. I have more rebounding in my build than Strap and Savage, so in this particular game, I took the backside so I can help with D-Mac and Jamaica on crashing the rebound. If it was a situation where we were doing fairly decent on the board and I felt like ball pressure was more important, I probably would take up top to allow Savage the chance to get more passing lane steals. Why? He has more steal in his build than I do. I have high perimeter defense. I don't have a high steal. And you just use these skills every single time you go against somebody to figure out how to win a game. Now, around the second quarter, I just told myself we was going to win this game. I liked the way we was defending. I liked how the communication was there, and I felt like our power forward was better than theirs. Just keeping the buck with you. Like I said, you get a couple types of power forwards. Either your power forward's gonna score when he gets his opportunity, or they not. Thankfully, Jamaica is used to playing with me, and he's used to getting the opportunity to score. I have literally watched this man play with about 4 other teams, and it's crazy to me how he can really play like whole games without even really getting a shot attempt. You know, and for the most part, I know how it is as a big. As long as you like getting your rebounds, you're getting your assists, and you can like get some points here and there, you're fine. You're comfortable with that, especially when your team is winning. But to be losing and knowing you can score, knowing you can shoot, knowing you can contribute more than what you are, and you gotta settle for 1, maybe 2 shot attempts. I don't know how people do it, man. Like, I can't play that way. I don't care about scoring. That's why I play point guard, so I make sure I touch the ball. I have to touch the ball, but I don't necessarily care about scoring. I care about winning. And it's just amazing to me how a lot of people can do that. So right here, I'm again like, part of me be wanting to like take some of these wide open threes. I have proven the ability to hit them, but I only have a 53-pointer, people. Like, it's at 50. Even if I had the plus 15, the highest I can get on that motherfucker would be a 65 3 ball. I'm not hitting, well, maybe I can hit consistently wide open shots with a 65 3 ball, but I'm not shooting that shit. Just not gonna do it. I'm not gonna put my team in a position where I'm shooting them out the game by taking bad shots. Now down the stretch, we did what I like to call last resort, right? My team is a 5-out team. We resort to the best offense in the game, which is the 5-1 pick and pop, in my opinion, when we can't do shit else. That's the when, like, okay, we sitting there, we trying to make something happen, but the only way I can think to get an opening, because trying to cut on that point guard ain't working, is I need y'all to set me a screen and I'm gonna just run to the basket and see what the defense do. Right? If they trap me, then I can kick it back out to the 3-point line. If they don't, I can get all the way to the rim for a layup. And then you're just pretty much playing a 2-man game trying to figure out the best way to beat a team. So that's kind of what you're gonna see down here down the stretch. Instead of me trying to send somebody, I call for the screen, get myself open looks, and that's what I'm learning to do a little bit more when the offense gets kind of stagnant. Of course, we have other plays and stuff that we can run, but I typically don't run them as much as I used to. One, because my team don't study the shit. So if any of my teammates that's made it this far in the video, yeah, I'm calling y'all. Y'all don't study this shit. There's no reason why I say run, swim, and people don't know what the hell that is. Or they kind of understand it, but they can't execute it properly. Like people moving before the screen is even set, like you need to watch the video so y'all know what the fuck y'all doing. But nonetheless, this is a very talented team that I just felt like we was a little bit better than. We was probably a little bit more prepared for the pick and roll. And I'm curious to see if this can last, like how many games we can rack up this season. Because yes, we're going to lose at some point. It's inevitable. But I care more about how we lost. Like sometimes we can play a team that might even be better than us at our own game. Let's just say we play against another 5-out team and that point guard is phenomenal. Like he can score, he can pass, he can dunk it. Like, that's a thing, bro. Sometimes you can just play against somebody that's good. And you have to live with the results of that. So I look at more so how did we lose? You know, what made us not good enough to beat somebody? As you can kind of see down here down the stretch, they gonna knock down a couple of shots, but Jamaica did his thing, man. He was knocking down shots. He was helping with the boards. The defense was really good. Their rotations was perfect. They actually started doing advanced things that I haven't taught just based off what they were seeing on the floor. And to me, that's always the beautiful part about playing 2K. That's where you get better at. Like when your teammates can do things that you ain't even coached, it's because they see it naturally. And I think we're getting close to being at that point where us as a team, like we're starting to do the reverse without even talking about it. Like I haven't explained it in depth, and then once I'm able to do that, maybe, you know, the reverse will be a lot more clean. Everybody just fluently rotate, but I'm just happy with what we got, man. I'm happy that everybody's competing, we winning. You know, I just want to be able to play a little bit more than what we actually do. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hopefully you got something out of the video. If you did, hit the subscribe button. If you made it this far, hit the like button, bruh. Help me out. Anyway, it's been Lethal. I appreciate all y'all support. I'm out.